If you have been referred in the MRICS Final Assessment interview, then this video is for you. I must remind you that the referral doesn't mean failure. The referral doesn't mean you are not capable. And referral doesn't mean that your experience has no value. It simply means that during the final assessment interview, the assessors were not fully satisfied with the way you have demonstrated your competencies. You must get the point that MRICS referral is not the end of your MRICS journey. Instead, it is the professional feedback point to start for the next preparation. So, the question should not be why did this happen to me? Instead, the question should be how can I make the preparation better for the next attempt? In this video, I am going to give you my suggestion to make your preparation better for the next attempt. And at this end of this video, I am going to give you my 6 weeks of preparation plan for your success. Hi, I am Nomomita Kujur. I am RICS APC coach and mentor. I am also RICS counselor and assessor. Many candidates have successfully completed their MRICS journey under my guidance. Referral can be painful. You must feel embarrassed, disappointed, and even confused, and that is quite normal. But do not stay in that state for too long. I must suggest you to take a break and come back with maturity. Let me give you a fact. Sometimes candidates get confused with RICS final assessment interview and the job interview. In the normal job interview, the panel member may have 2 vacancies and they have 10 candidates. In that case, the approach can be the elimination. So, the panelist members look for the reason to reject or to cancel the candidates. But in the RICS final assessment interview, the approach is very different. Here the approach is very positive because the assessors are not there to fail you. They look for the competent candidates to qualify, and that is why they must check whether you meet the RICS professional standard. They look for your knowledge, your experience, your ethical standards, your professional judgments are suitable for the charter status or not. And that is where once you qualify, you become the member of RICS, and you are not only become the MRICS or the members of RICS, you represent the profession. You become an ambassador of RICS, and that is why I says it is not the assessors who are there to fail you or to reject you. They are looking for your competencies, they are looking for your standard, whether you have achieved the highest level as expected by RICS or not. After the referral, the first step is to identify your weak areas. Use your referral report for this. Read it carefully. It will give you important direction. But reading referral report is not the only criteria for your diagnosis. I would suggest go for self-assessment. Ask yourself, where did you struggle during the final assessment interview? What question made you uncomfortable? Which part of the case study you were not able to clarify? Which advice you were not able to justify that it was correct? These questions will definitely help you in your preparation for the next attempt. Besides, I also suggest you to go for consulting with your mentor or your counselor. He or she might find the gap that you may not find it. So, if you consult with a counselor, he can guide you which competencies you need to be more focused, which was lagging or what was lagging in your answer. Was it the lack of practical knowledge? Was it a lack of a theoretical knowledge? Was it a structuring issue of your answer that was not reflecting or demonstrating your advising level? What was the issue? Was it a complete nervousness that made your interview wrong? What was the problem? So diagnose it. It will be very helpful, and it will definitely make your preparation effective. Next approach is to prepare yourself as if you are going to defend each sentence that you have written your summary of experience. Your summary of experience is the base document. If you have written about any project example, you must know the entire project details. If you have written about your advice, you must know why you have given the advice and the justification, the clarification behind your advice. If you have written about any result or outcome, you must know how the result was achieved. If you have mentioned about the technical terms, or if you have mentioned the contextual background, or the process, the method, so you must be in a position to explain all those things, the contextual background, the technicals, and the method statement, everything you should be in a position to explain it. Many candidates, they get stuck in the final assessment interview not because they are lacking in the experience, but because they do not able to identify their SOE examples. They are not able to justify or explain what they have mentioned in their summary of experience. So you need to know line by line, you need to read line by line whatever you have written in your summary of experience. You must ask the question, why I have written this sentence, and what are the probable questions that may raise from this sentence, whether I can explain this example without looking at my notes or not. If any follow-up questions are coming, am I able to explain the follow-up question or not? That you need to look for it, and that is why it is very important to read, to know whatever you have written in your summary of experience. Your case study is another major area. Do not only remember the project history or project story. Prepare to defend your advice, why your option was selected and why another option was rejected. If you have shown any cost savings, know the calculations. Prepare to define or clarify each number or each figure mentioned in the calculation. For example, if you have mentioned about the delays, know how the delays was calculated, what was the cause and effect of the delay, and all the supporting recordings of the delay. If you have mentioned about the variation, know the contextual proceedings of the variations, the entitlements of the variation, and all the reasonings or all the justification to related to the variation. The assessor look for your professional judgment, and they does not want only about the project story. So you must be preparing for the challenging questions like what were the disadvantage of your advice, or what were the risks that you have analyzed during giving the advice, or what were the mitigation plan of those risks. So these are the questions or the challenging question you must defend or you must prepare for. My next suggestion is on mock interviews. One mock interview is not enough after referral. You must go for multiple rounds. Your first mock interview will help you to identify your weak areas, and your second mock interview will help you to improve your answering techniques or answering structure. Your third mock interview will help you to answer confidently to the follow-up questions. Your mock interview are the only way to improve or to practice handling the stress during the 1 hour of final assessment interview. You must remember that MRICS Final Assessment interview is not about the knowing, it is about explaining, it is about justifying, it is about defending your experience in a professional way. The next suggestion is to improve your communication skills. That plays an important role. Many candidates know the answer, but they cannot explain clearly in good English. Please remember, you do not need a very good English, but you need a clear communication. For that, my suggestion is use simple sentences and do not use complicated words into your communication, or do not use jargons. Try to answer directly to the question and support it with project example and logics. Remember, the assessors can only assess whatever you communicate, and for that, preparing or studying silently doesn't work. So you need to speak. For example, you can pick one example or one sentence or one topic from your SOE and explain it within 2 minutes. or you can pick one calculation from your case study and you can explain verbally the basis how you have calculated or why you have arrived to that figure. That will definitely help you to improve your confidence. Let's talk on the nervousness. Feeling nervous is normal, but if the nervousness is not managed, then it can make you perform badly even you have prepared well, you have studied well. So the nervousness management should be a part of your preparation. My suggestion, a few days before your interview, do not study heavy topic or new topic. Try to focus on revision. Try to focus on speaking, or try to focus on building confidence. 2 days before your interview, check for your camera, your audio device, your mic, the background, and all your internet, all the technicalities that you need to require during your interview session. The day before your interview, do not study or do not look for a long CPD hours. Try to revise from your notes that you have prepared during your preparation. During the interview date, or before the appearing at that interview session, do not open 10 different files. It will make you panic. Instead, sit straight and take a few deep breaths and have some water, or keep water in front of you. Try to make yourself comfortable and remind yourself by stating that you have revised your topic, you know your SOE, you know your case study, you know whatever you have written in your submission. You must also remind that you will listen to the questions carefully and you will answer it clearly. During your interview session, if you feel nervous, try to slow down your answer. If you still feel nervous, then take a pause and have some water. It is acceptable. If any question is not clear to you, try to ask to the assessor to reframe the question. And most importantly, you should remember that confidence doesn't come from the motivation. Confidence comes from practice and preparation. Now let me give you a 6 weeks of preparation plan. You can customize it based on your time availability. So in the week 1, you must focus on finding out your weak areas. You must study the referral report and do a self-assessment. You need to talk to your mentor as well as your counselor so that you can find out the gaps, whether it was a knowledge gap, practical clarification, communication, or nervousness. In the week 2, you must focus on the SOE topics. So read the SOE line by line, prepare verbal explanation for each project reference, and learn the technical terms and details. Learn the contextual part and the advice, whatever you have stated in the level 3. Provide the explanation of those. In the week 3, you focus on the case study defense. Practice explaining the options which were selected and find out the reasons, strong reasons why the options were rejected. You try to prepare strong backup and try to explain each calculation, whatever the figure you have mentioned in your case study. Try to know the risk and disadvantages of the selected option and try to make the clarification verbally. In the week 4, you should focus on revision competency wise and you practice speaking it verbally. You should focus on mandatory and the knowledge level, the level 1, although it is sometimes is not checked or not studied by most of the candidates, but you should remember mandatory is also important as well as the core competencies. Week 5, focus on the revision and the follow-up and challenging questions. During the time, try to focus on the probable questions and the clarification, and you try to arrange mock interview. And you can arrange a mock interview someone who is expert in the field and who can guide you, who can give you feedback. You can also arrange your mock interview with your counselor. In the week 6, you improve in your mock interview and try to find out the weak area again and focus on improving your communication skills, optimize the timing and improve your answering techniques. That will be your week 6. Now let me give you a bonus point. Daily 16 minutes interview practice formula. 10 minutes read one SOE or case study section. 15 minutes prepare possible assessors level questions from the sections of your SOE or the case study. 15 minutes revise the facts, figure, calculations, assumptions, evidence or the backup details that you have given in your case study. 15 minutes speak answers loudly without looking at the notes. And last 5 minutes write down whatever you have forget and where you have hesitated or where you need to read again or what you need to clarify. So focus on that rectification areas in the last 5 minutes. These were my suggestions, and I believe if you follow my suggestions, then definitely you will be successful in your next attempt of your MRICS interview. Well, if you need any kind of support for your preparation, then you can contact me. My details are provided in the description box. Okay, thank you for watching this video.